The weather is always changing. The roads, they're getting longer. The hunts, they're getting harder. But this is what we do. This is my team, and this is the flight. TV was also brought to you by Falling Feathers Game Calls, Spectra Shot, Mike Reynolds Incorporated, A&B Lanyards, Kaminsky Development, The DeWitt Company, Big Buck Creations, Wildlife Taxidermy, Four Corners Development, Native Performance Dog Food, and by Lacrosse. All right, so we're coming out of northern Illinois goose hunting with Hardcore, Randy Hill and those guys, and we're coming back down into southeast Missouri, and we're watching this big weather front come down, and we're going to try to hit this at the right time so that these ducks just captivate us.
We're headed to southern Illinois, anticipating this big front coming in.
So I give my buddy a call, Darren Bruce. He's the owner of Fowl Rack Outfitters in Pulaski County, Illinois. That's southern Illinois, right where the Mississippi River and the Ohio River meet. Prime location for duck migration. We get over there, we put the pit in the ground, we're helping, flood the field. We're all excited. We go to bed that night and we wake up to 8 inches of snow. Trying to kill ducks so that we can make a TV show, and the weather just isn't cooperating. The ducks that were here, that were migrating through with that front, we weren't expecting that much snow, pushed completely through, where Stuttgart was having some of the best seasons in southern Arkansas that they've ever had. I don't know what to tell you other than the weather just was not right.
We cannot make this stuff up. I know we talk about weather so much on this show that, I mean, we might as well all be meteorologists, but it's the truth. This is how our season went. It went from hot, cold to snow.
This portion of the Flight TV is brought to you by Native Performance Dog Food.
So today we're starting off with nutrition, and you know, the dog food industry has really changed over the past 10 years. We have seen an increased numbers of dog food companies coming up with holistic foods, grain-free diets, non-byproduct foods and stuff like that. So when I talk to people about nutrition, you know, you've really got to go on what your dog is going to perform on. Some dogs do fine on over-the-counter food, I think, but the bottom line is you get what you pay for on dog food. And you can take, unfortunately, there is no oversight on the production of dog food. The government has this NRDA requirement list of protein, fat, and that kind of content, but there's nobody that really oversees that. So there's a few companies out there that actually do feeding trials, where they'll have a kennel of dogs and they'll actually change the diet and feed those dogs for a while just to see how they perform on that. And that's really probably the most accurate test, because you can literally take stuff that's inedible and make protein out of it. So you can make the percentage protein anything you want, but it doesn't mean the dog's receiving that nutrition and getting across that gut wall and actually using those calories.
All right, guys, it's 3 days before Christmas, and the last 2 weeks we've been battling snow and ice. But in the last 2 days we got about an 8-inch rain, hot rain. And Darren called us from Fowl Rack Outfitters and said that they saw a bunch of ducks landing, piling into the bottoms. So we loaded up, me and Scotty, loaded up all the decoys, came over, and this morning we set up kind of in the back corner of a cut soybean field. And hopefully, with this mist going on, the birds going to fly low. This is where they've been seeing the ducks the last couple of days. And we'll let these Bretas sing a song here in a few minutes. It's about daylight. Fasten your seatbelt.
that right there is exactly why we hunt Southern Illinois. Fowl Rack Outfitters. I don't think I've ever killed a pintail as pretty as that. Look at the sprig on that sucker. That's beautiful right there. Now, when you go hunt with Darren at Fowl Rack Outfitters, you're going to meet him, but you're also going to meet one of his good friends. His name's Forrest Nixon. Now, Forrest is a farmer.
And it's not every time that you get to go to an outfitter like this where the farmer and the outfitter have such a great bond that you cannot see them separated at any point in time.
While we were there at Fowl Rack Outfitters, we got to know Darren and Forrest, and two awesome guys. You couldn't ask for better guys to hunt with. Awesome lodge, took good care of us. We had a blast.
The thing about Forrest is in the summertime, you're very rarely going to find him because number one, he's either going to be in the field farming or you might catch him somewhere in your location with his derby car smashing other vehicles. He loves his derby. Let me tell you something. He's very good at it. This kid was born to play bumper cars, but with big motors, lots of steel, and too much adrenaline. One of the things that we like to do a lot when we're hunting in Southern Illinois is, yeah, Darren and his crew, they'll feed you there at the lodge, but there's an awesome restaurant right up the road about 3 miles. It's called Club 37. And Bo and his wife Jill are the owners of the club. Now, Bo's also the chief of police there in Mound City. But they have this awesome restaurant, family bar type place, and you can go in there and play pool. They have incredible food. They know what they're doing to make my belly fat.
This segment of the Flight TV was brought to you by Pacific Flyway Supplies for all your waterfowl supply needs. Just go to www.pacificflywaysupplies.com.
Darren doesn't only have that operation in southern Illinois, but he's also got a snow goose hunting operation in northern Arkansas. Now look, you know, I know that snow goose hunting right now is one of the fastest growing sports in the United States. Why? Because a lot of people stop slip ditching hunting, which means finding all these geese sitting on a field, slipping down a ditch, jumping up and shooting them because there's not very much of a limit on them when the conservation order comes in. But Darren actually goes in February and he sets up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of decoys. You put out the layout blinds, he throws the calls on, and you can have, I don't care how many people you got, you can have up to 15 guys with him at one time. And it's an experience that, I'm telling you, as a waterfowl hunter, I didn't realize how important snow goose hunting and decoying them and how popular it has gotten in the United States. We had a chance to go with him in northeast Arkansas, and I will do it again every year from now on.